Most people dismiss nuclear war with one sentence. No one would actually do it. But that is not analysis. That is a psychological assumption. It assumes the person making the decision thinks like you. It assumes they value what you value. It assumes they are calm, informed, rational, and trying to preserve the same future you are. But the entire risk sits inside a black box, the mind of someone under pressure. This is why nuclear risk is so difficult to calculate. It is not just a weapons problem. It is not just a military problem. It is not just a strategy problem. It is a psychology problem. And psychology is not transparent. Most people reason backward from the outcome. They say, nuclear war would be irrational. No one would win. The consequences would be catastrophic. Therefore, no one would do it. But that argument has a hidden flaw. It assumes catastrophic decisions only happen when they are logical. History says otherwise. People make decisions from fear, from ego, from ideology, from rage, from humiliation, from bad information, from time pressure, from false assumptions, from misreading the other side, from believing they have no better option, from believing escalation is the only path left. That does not mean nuclear war is likely. It means the probability is not something we can calculate with confidence. And that distinction matters. A lot of people confuse low probability with knowable probability. They are not the same thing. A risk can feel unlikely and still be hard to measure. A risk can be irrational and still be possible. A risk can be catastrophic and still be ignored, because the human mind does not like thinking about it. This is especially true with nuclear weapons, because the consequences are so extreme that people almost stop reasoning. They either panic or dismiss it entirely. Both are bad responses. Panic says this is definitely coming. Dismissal says this will never happen. A more rational response says, I do not know. And because I do not know, I should build a life and asset base that is more robust across many futures. That is the key. The point is not to predict nuclear war. The point is to understand that some risks are too complex to price precisely. Nuclear risk depends on leaders, command chains, warning systems, military doctrines, accidents, miscalculations, cyber interference, false alarms, terrorist ambitions, state collapse, escalation spirals, and the psychology of people operating under pressure. That is not a clean spreadsheet. It's a human system, and human systems fail in strange ways. The most dangerous sentence in risk analysis is, "They would never do that." Who is they? Under what conditions? With what information? Under what pressure? After what humiliation? After what threat? With what advisors? With what ideology? With what fear? With how much time to decide? A decision that looks insane from the outside may feel necessary from inside the crisis. That is why projecting your own psychology onto other people is not risk analysis, it's comfort, and comfort is not a strategy. This is also why non-state actors change the equation. A government may care about survival. A terrorist group may not care in the same way. A leader may want to preserve a state. A fanatic may want martyrdom, revenge, spectacle, or chaos. A rational deterrence model can become weaker when the actor does not share the same incentives. Again, this does not mean catastrophe is imminent. It means the risk is not simple. So what does a logical person do with an unknowable tail risk? Not panic, not obsess, not build their entire life around one nightmare. The rational response is optionality, robustness, redundancy, useful assets, real-world capability, a life that does not depend entirely on one fragile system, one city, one country, one supply chain, one currency, one job, one portfolio, or one assumption about the future. That's where Base 2 fits. Not because land solves nuclear war, it doesn't, not because any property is a magic shield. It is not. But useful land can be part of a broader resilience strategy, a second base. Food systems, water planning, shelter, community, distance from fragile centers, a place that can earn in good times and remain useful in hard times. The lesson of nuclear risk is that we should not live in fear. The lesson is that some risks cannot be dismissed simply because they are irrational. The danger is not that we know the odds are high. The danger is that no one can know the odds with confidence when the key variable is the human mind under pressure. This is not a prediction, and it is not fear marketing. It is a stress test. Which assets still matter when the model breaks? That's the kind of question Base 2 studies inside the Telegram community.